Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of October 3rd. We're going to jump right in here, Gemini, and we're going to take a look. I love this, but we're going to take a look at your general energies for the week in this first row here. In your next row, we are going to look at what you don't see coming for you in this middle row here for this week. And then in your last row, we're going to see if there are any messages from your future self coming up here in this row. And then we're also going to double clarify this reading. We're going to go through and clarify it. Then we're going to clarify it again with the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. On top of that, I'm going to do like a personal-ish reading at the end. I'm going to give you time to think of a question, and I'm going to answer the question as if I know what it is. Kind of trying something new out here, Gemini. But sorry, I didn't want to do that. You start here with this blessed card. I feel like there are blessings coming in for you here with this energy, so I like to see that. I feel these blessings for some of you could be in love. It's kind of interesting. I get a weird, I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to tell you the story, Gemini. I feel like for some of you, you might have been talking to someone in the past. I feel like this person was scared. I don't think this was ever a relationship. Maybe it was just a person who had just gotten out of something or something like that. And I feel like this person, I'm not saying they're like returning, again, I don't think this is anyone that you dated or anything like that. Maybe you were just talking to them or wanted to be with them. I feel like this person could be returning to your life. Could be true love. You have the Ten of Pentacles here. Could be a Pisces or just someone with Pisces in their chart. And Pisces, I don't know. I'm a Pisces, so I'm calling myself out here, but Pisces has been all up in everyone's business, so Pisces just might be on one right now for some reason. It might be chasing after everyone, so, take it how it resonates. But you have the Hangman and the Moon here. But it could just be a Pisces. It could be anyone. It could also be a Sagittarius, I'm getting, or a Capricorn. You have Capricorn, Virgo here as well, Scorpio. So it could be any sign. But what I would say is I kind of feel if you were talking to a person in the past who was one of those signs, that this could be coming back around. It could actually be more serious. I feel like this person was scared. I get a very scared feeling here. Not like in a bad way, but definitely popping into my head. You have the Hangman, the Judgment card, and the Temperance card here. Again, clearly someone's popping their head back up here, and it could be someone coming back into your life. I feel like the timing is just right now, Gemini. So again, if it's a person, the timing is right. And guess what else, Gemini? Even if this isn't a person, I also feel like saying the time is right. So some of you might be finally revisiting an idea here with the Hangman, if it's not a person. And I feel like this idea is a perfect match. One way that we could read this right here outside of love is that you've been waiting to gain knowledge and wisdom, because he's hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom, the Hangman. The Two of Cups is you and your higher self, so it's like you've been guided towards something. The Moon, as I always say, represents bringing something down to earth. It can represent an idea. We have to go down the path that's on the Moon. There's some mountains at the end of that path. The mountains represent accomplishments. So it's like you could be accomplishing something that you've been dreaming about or imagining or learning about with the Hangman for a long time. The Ten of Pentacles would also tell me that you've been working on this for a long time. Ten of Pentacles is like establishment. So it could say that you're establishing something into your life, like starting a business, getting a career, maybe even going to school for a long time. All those things are popping into my head here. Even on the Temperance card, it's like things have finally changed or transformed to a point where you can get your crown right here. And so I really feel that those are the blessings that were coming in for you. Now that I think about it, I think maybe your reading from last week or something like that was about blessings, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure I titled it Blessed or something along those lines. So it seems like there are blessings coming in for you. But again, these blessings, I would say, are probably accomplishments, like things that you've been working towards for a long time. You even have the Hermit here. The Hermit is standing at the top of a mountain, so he has accomplished something. So I feel like there are accomplishments coming in for you, and I feel like they are making you very happy. I also just noticed that both of these cards are numbered 22. The Blessed card and this Tender Embrace card, they're both 22. 22 is a Master Builder number, so it's like you've been building something for a long time. With the Hangman, you have the Page of Pentacles. So, like I said, could be communicating with this person again. Page of Pentacles is news or communication. Could be like a text message, letter, snail mail, whatever you're into, Gemini. So it could be communication. If it's not love, again, I would just say you're finally kind of like starting your journey. The Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness. He's the card of learning how to do something. It's almost as if you've been learning how to do something either literally or figuratively. Maybe you've been teaching yourself something or just kind of learning through experience, and now you're putting it into action is what this looks like to me. With the Judgment card, you have the Devil. It could be a Capricorn as well, or someone with Capricorn in their chart. I don't actually feel bad about this, is what I would say to you. But again, maybe you're looking at the situation like they could be the devil. So, take it how it resonates. I would make sure that it's a healthy connection. I always like to remind people that if you're worried about love this year, especially this year, next year, I'm a big fan of following the rules of justice, right? Cause and effect. Basically, throw some energy at them. If they return the favor, return the energy back to you, throw a little bit to them. I think that if we look at the astrology, love is actually very simple right now. What we put in, if we get the return, keep going. If the person stops reciprocating, if they don't at least return some energy, we have two choices. We can either leave, or we can also make changes. Again, I think that, there's no if you're in a positive relationship and the person just isn't returning exactly what you want, maybe it's not saying we have to leave right away. We can work on it. We can communicate with the person and say, what's up? We can try something else, right? Maybe their love language is different or something, and we can try something different. So again, if you meet a good person who's positive, who's not toxic, then maybe there's some changes that could happen. But again, eventually, if they're not returning the energy, leave. It's pretty simple. If the person is toxic, leave. Plain and simple, right? With the Temperance card, 10 of Pentacles, I knew that these two were connected. I was seeing something about that crown. On the Temperance card, that crown is above some mountains. That path there is the path, it's called the path to glory. It's like the path to your 10 of Pentacles, which is pretty much an establishment, everything you want in your life. This is a card of inheritance as well. I do feel some of you could be receiving an inheritance, but I feel like you would know about it. But again, it's also a card of just like success. So I feel there is success coming in for you with that 10 of Pentacles. Love it. Next in the area of what are we doing? Oh yeah, what you don't see coming. You have this Tender Embrace card. I feel like you're attracting a big lover. Here is what I feel like saying. I don't know. I feel you could really be attracting a person in your life who's just like a lover boy, lover girl, whatever you want to call it. Someone who's very just tender, very affectionate. This person, like, it's kind of funny because they're coming off as like a hard ass in my head, but I feel like they're just a big, loaf basically. So you could be attracting a person like that who's just like really a lover. At heart. And I feel like that could be kind of surprising to you because, again, maybe it's a person who has like a hard exterior, or maybe they seem tougher or whatever. And I'm not saying they aren't tough, but I'm just saying maybe in relationships they're a big softie. And that's kind of like the feeling that I get here with this card. You have the Hermit, the Two of Cups, and the Death card. I do also feel that this could be very surprising, that something is for you. I definitely feel this could be love, but for the most part, I feel like this is attached to that moon. It's like you're bringing something into reality. And, these two people are meant to look very different, but it can also be you and your higher self. So I feel for a lot of you that your higher self is guiding you towards your moon. And again, the moon in this reading, I feel, is your 10 of Pentacles, if I can't make it any more confusing. So I feel a lot of you are kind of like manifesting a dream, a goal, a wish, a business, something that you've been working towards. And it's like your higher self, maybe you're dreaming about things, maybe you're receiving messages that are saying, take this action, do this, do that. If you're having those dreams, I would take those actions. I feel you'll be very successful. I literally feel you could be getting like literal communication as well from people in your life. This right here is the Staff of Hermes right here, and it just represents communication, but I feel like you could be, here's what's popping into my head for you, Gemini, is I feel you could be getting communication from people and you're just like, it's different than what you think they would say. What I mean by that is maybe you have a parent that's like super conservative or something. I'm not talking about politically here. I'm just talking, maybe they're the type that's like, get a job, go to college, get a job. Maybe that's their belief system, right? Play it safe. But maybe they're encouraging you to start a business, which is totally different than what they would normally do. I feel like the Two of Cups is saying that's how you know it's coming from the right place, is like someone's giving you information that you feel like kind of maybe goes against their beliefs. Not a bad way, but like in a good way where they're kind of encouraging you to take a risk or something like that. That's what's popping into my head here. There's no ego is what's popping into my head. This lion here, it kind of represents the ego. It can represent an imbalanced ego on the negative side of things, but it can also represent information coming in from no ego. And that's kind of like what I'm getting here off of that card. You have the Death card. The Death card has the two pillars from the moon right above my finger there. So the two pillars from the moon are right there. The sun is coming up between those two pillars. Really, I feel like you're leaving the moon period behind, even though the moon shows up after this card. Doesn't matter. I feel what's happening is, I feel when we clarify that basically we'll have cards in that last row that kind of suggest that you're leaving a moon period behind. And so now you're in this action period. We kind of even see it right here with the Hermit. Again, he has climbed to the top of the mountain and now he's shining his inner light. So it's almost as if you've climbed to the top of the mountain that's at the end of the moon card, and now you're ready for success. He's gone through a rite of passage. He's done something difficult, and now he's ready to, he's ready for his Ten of Pentacles, which shows up right next to it. So let's see what is going on for you here. With the Hermit, you have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, I feel we all have to leave behind the past. That doesn't mean, what you think it means maybe, but I feel everything we want is on the other side of something we've never done before, which I've been saying since 2017, somewhere around there. So, I feel for a lot of you that kind of like doing things that you've never done before is where it's at. With the Two of Cups, you have the Emperor here. Could be an Aries coming in for some of you. I also feel this is encouraging you to stick to the plan. The Emperor, he kind of comes up with a plan and he sticks to it. Just that simple. So this could be a plan for business or a plan for whatever you're trying to create here. And I would just stick to the plan. With the Death card, you have the Strength card. Could also be a Leo, but I really kind of feel this is something that you're going to be working on every single day. I do feel that for a lot of people, that, a lot of us could be, again, building Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is an establishment in our life, and it could be anything. We could be establishing our health even. I feel like the things that you're establishing are going to be lifelong pursuits. These are going to be things that you'd work on for a very long time, Gemini. So, I like that. I feel like that's good. Next, you have this Raven card. This card says darkness looms on the horizon. Can we get more information about what this darkness means? It says here, the mystical circle. It says your abilities will be enhanced. See, I don't think this is a bad thing. This row is too good to be negative, is what I would say here. I kind of feel like the darkness could also be information. You have the Ten of Pentacles, and Ten of Pentacles can represent hidden or secret information. It doesn't mean that you can't find it. It just means maybe you have to do some research. Maybe you have to educate yourself or find a mentor in whatever it is that you're doing, but I feel you can find the information. This mystical circle thing to me is also saying that maybe the information is coming from your intuition. Maybe it's coming from your dreams. And sometimes I think we don't always trust those messages that we get in our dreams, in our daydreams, in our night dreams, in our intuition. Maybe we kind of see something out of the corner of our eye that kind of reminds us of something, and we don't take it as a message. I feel that this is kind of saying that, trust those messages that come in the darkness. And we're not talking about darkness in a bad way. What I would also say is, it really wouldn't surprise me if something happened this week that does seem a little bit dark, like in the news or something like that, because almost every single person has had the tower. It's another one of those weeks. I've never had this happen so many times in a year. It's crazy. And as I've been saying since last year, I feel like we're going to see a lot of tower moments happening in the world. And, every time I've predicted this so far, last time the queen died, I said something about a king dying, but close enough, right? Then before that, the whole Boris Johnson thing stepping down. So again, I'm not political. Someone always takes it there. I could care less about politics. I think they should all be thrown in jail. So there you go. But what I would say is, it wouldn't surprise me if something happened. And, I'm just preparing you. You have the Ten of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Moon card. The Devil, I would be careful with this, especially if there's like a devil returning from the past. You have the Devil twice with the Judgment card. And, so if you were dealing with someone who's controlling or who is a devil or an energy vampire, I would definitely be careful of that. For a very small percentage of you, again, you have that darkness looms on the horizon. I would be careful repeating a cycle with a past person. For some of you, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like saying it's too late. But what I would say is it really too late? I don't know. I feel like we all make mistakes sometimes. Maybe you already realize that you're making a mistake with a person, and if you're in that boat, which again, I feel like it's only true for some of you, it's like a past person who's maybe a little bit controlling or whatever, you're probably gonna end up leaving the situation, but I feel like you'll be fine, just being honest here. For others, I feel there could be a new Capricorn. I'm getting a million things there on that card. You have the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is a card of establishment, which I feel is like probably the dominant energy in your reading. This is what I'd be focusing on, happy home, happy family kind of energy. It's kind of like the Ten of Cups, but to me, it's a little bit better. Even in love, if you want love, for example, the Ten of Pentacles to me is the best love card in the deck because it's not just love. It's like the full picture. It's like everything that you want in your life. So I feel like some of you are working towards that with that Ten of Pentacles energy. You have the moon. We've been talking about this the whole time. Again, I feel like this moon is something that only exists in your dreams, something that you want to manifest on earth. And I feel like you need to kind of bring it down to earth. There's something about the balance of energies here as well. There's a dog and a wolf, or dog and coyote on the card. Take it how it resonates. Kind of represents your domestic side and your wild side. And it's like a reminder to the Fool, because, the moon is part of the Fool's journey, that he might need to balance one of those energies out. Maybe he's being too wild, or maybe he's being too domestic, right? And I kind of feel that, and I also feel it on the devil, because sometimes I feel like the devil says that we actually have a good plan. You can see that these people have horns on their head, and it kind of represents our animal side, the beasts inside of us. And it might not be a bad thing. Sometimes we just have to take that animal energy and we just need to channel it into something. And I kind of feel that for you here. I feel it could be saying like, hey, it's like you have the energy, kind of your thoughts are going in the right direction, but channel it into something. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the King of Cups. Could be a King of Cups type of person coming in for you. Could be a water sign, like I said. That is your true love if you want love. If you don't want love, I would say this is clearly a lot of fulfillment. Ten of Pentacles, like I said, is like a lifelong pursuit, is the words I was getting here in your reading. So you could be building something that is really going to lead to a lot of fulfillment. Love it. With the Devil, you have the Death card. I don't know, like I said, I feel like if you did make this mistake, I feel like it's coming to an end here. We already talked about this, but clearly I feel you're going through a transformation. Funny enough, again, this is where the King is dead, right here underneath the Death Rider. And again, the Death card can kind of say that pretty much, all things, like all establishments in our life eventually come to an end. So, you could be seeing that happen. With the Moon, you have the Eight of Swords, needing to realize that you're much more free than you think you are. Eight of Swords is a card of self-imposed restriction, needing to set yourself free. We're going to clarify this whole entire thing now with the Oracle of the Radiant Sun and take it like one step deeper now here, Gemini. With the Hangman and the Page of Pentacles, you have this Discovery card here. Yeah, definitely a great time for adventure. Almost every single person has had like some sort of adventure card in their reading. These adventures could be literal. You could be like literally traveling, but they could also be more figurative, like you could be learning about something that is an adventure. You could be building a business, building a relationship. All those things are adventures. But I feel this is saying you need to be open to discovering things about these new adventures. With the Devil and the Judgment card, you have this extremism card. I would actually be careful of this right here, like extreme thinking, like thinking that something is only good or thinking that something is only bad. Or you could just find your emotions kind of going one side or the other this week. I don't think it's like super bad. I think it's just one of those things that's saying balance those energies out in your life. And I feel, things are probably going to be more towards the middle, right? With the Temperance card and the Ten of Pentacles, you have this Quarrel card. This is like fighting over something here. I don't think you're fighting over something. I feel like you're just trying to figure out how to turn something around in your life with this energy. It's kind of interesting here. I don't remember exactly what I was saying about like some sort of past person coming back into your life, but maybe it was just like communication and now it's turning into something more. I get that feeling here, but there needs to be, I don't feel this is good or bad. I just kind of think it's saying like, okay, a decision needs to be made is what I'm getting intuitively. I'm also getting something about a cycle. You see how they're holding this circle in between them? It's almost like a final decision needs to be made. For some of you, you're either going to like definitely move towards this person, make it happen. For others, I feel like you're going to break it off. But I feel like the decision needs to be made. For some of you, there's two guys on that card. So you could be picking between two people, but I would just like make your choice basically. And again, use justice as your answer. Like, who returns the energy basically. If, I'm not telling you what to do again. I like to remind people, tarot shouldn't tell you what to do, but that's what I'm getting. With the Hermit and the Four of Pentacles, you have this Lost card. Again, a lot of people have been getting this card as well. It's kind of like a card of moving on. You can see that this bird is picking over the skeleton, but there's like nothing left on it. And that's what I feel for you. It's like you're completely moving on from something that you've been holding on to. For some of you, I feel like you're moving on from a dark night of the soul, which is nice. Hermit can represent a dark night of the soul. So it's almost like you've learned all your lessons. The thing is, with the Hermit, it's like sometimes we could be keeping ourselves stuck in the lesson with the Four of Pentacles. It kind of reminds me, it's like sometimes we get so used to pain that I think that we keep ourselves in pain, right? And I feel this is saying like, no, it's time to move towards your Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles, if I can talk. It's time for you to move towards your Ten of Pentacles and your King of Cups. Doesn't have to be love, like I said, could just be total fulfillment. With the Two of Cups and the Emperor, you have this adaptability card. Again, this card's shown up a lot this week as well. We're entering into this like time of Aquarius, as I've said to everyone else. So I think it's really important that we are adaptable, that we look for multiple ways of doing anything that we're doing. So for like starting a business or, getting into a relationship, it's like there's more than one way to be successful in those things. It doesn't say we have to do all of the ways. It just says, remember that there are multiple ways to do things. If we get stuck doing only one way, then we're not going to be successful, right? So it just says, just stay open to other solutions. With the Death card and the Strength card, you have this Charity card. I do get like a very warm, generous feeling here. So if there's like a Leo coming in for you, or it could just be any sign coming in for you, I feel it's like a very warm and generous person. I also feel, again, you have that Blessed card, so you could literally be receiving blessings from your angels, your guides, your ancestors, whatever you want to call it. With the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Cups, here you go. You have this flirtation card. Definitely, this could be a situation that started as flirting, but I feel like it's developing into something more. So I feel there is love here. Could involve travel. That's Venus and Sagittarius, that card. So some of you could be getting into some long distance-y type of thing here. With the Devil and the Death card, you have the Romance card. Again, a lot of romance showing up in these readings. So there you go. Definitely could be love coming in for you. If it's not love, again, I feel like it's something that you're falling in love with. Again, you have the Two of Cups right next to it. And it's kind of funny because this looks kind of like the Two of Cups. These two people, they're kind of dressed similarly to how the people on the Two of Cups are dressed. So, this could be you and your higher self. Your higher self could be kind of romancing you into like a new project, business. Take it how it resonates. With the Moon and the Eight of Swords, you have the Riches card. There you go. Definitely good things coming in for you. Riches. Love it. Really good card. But again, this is something you've worked for. And again, I think I said this kind of like at the beginning of the reading. I feel this is based off of accomplishments because you have so many mountains in this reading that it's really saying to me that you've been working hard towards, whatever it is that's coming in for you. All right, we're going to pull 3 cards now. This is actually going to be for one question, so feel free to think of one question. I'm going to answer it as if I know what you're asking, so kind of like a personalist reading, but 1, 2, 3, although we're going to put them all together here. Gemini, feel free to pause the reading if you need to think of your questions. Yes. Number 1, yes to whatever you're asking. You could be marrying this water sign, by the way, that we were talking about in this reading. Are you kidding? Look at this. Hierophant, marriage, Knight of Cups, Knight in Shining Armor, 4 of Wands, marriage. So there could be like a water sign coming in for you or a person that you've been talking to. Take it how it resonates. Some of you, maybe you haven't talked to this person. Maybe you talk to them in your dreams or something like that. Clearly a very deep connection. I feel like this is divinely guided for you if it's love. For others, this to me says you're committing to a dream. Knight of Cups, whatever you're asking about, Knight of Cups, he's normally looking into that cup. He's dreaming of something. This basically just says it's possible. It's funny how much like I've been doing this type of like kind of end personalist reading, and it's funny how like every single one has really fit in very well with the reading that I've done in the first place. Like learning, which we talked about in the beginning of the reading, your dream, 4 of Wands, the commitment, the establishing something into your life and accomplishing what you want to accomplish. 4 of Wands is accomplishment. It's also a card of freedom, but definitely could be a water sign for love, but that you will be marrying, that you're asking about or committing to or whatever. And if it's not, you're committing to a dream that's going to lead to a celebration and freedom. So love it. Looks amazing. Thank you for being here, Gemini. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.